So we're in Outlook. My focused inbox is clear. And you'll see that over here it says inbox 14. So where are these messages? And the focused inbox does a good job of separating the things that I need to respond to and the things that perhaps I just need to review. So winning is everything, more reasons to attend WIA 2019. We're going to look down here. This is not something that I'm going to be, interested in right now. So I'm going to just right click on this, go to junk. And I don't think that I'm going to want things from this person again. So I'm going to go ahead and hit block sender. The same thing with this Pool Supply Unlimited. One time I ordered something from them. I'm going to hit junk and I'm going to block the sender. Men's Warehouse, same type of deal. Right click, junk, block sender, right click, junk, block sender. And you're seeing there's a pattern here, right? So I'm right now what I'm doing is I'm saying I don't ever want to get emails from these people. This is not what I want. Now, there are definitely other things you can do. Most of these emails, when you come down to the bottom, they're going to have an unsubscribe link, like manage your subscriptions from this one, or we can come to this Twitter one here and we're going to take a look at it. There should be a way to unsubscribe, and you can do that. The problem is some of the sites that send these emails aren't reputable, and when you do that, they may unsubscribe you from one but sign you up for 16 other newsletters, and that's just not something that I want to deal with. So what I do is, I do the right click and I block, and I'll show you what that actually does. ASAE is one that I want to keep, so I'm going to right click on this. I am going to go into this junk folder here, but I'm never going to block this sender. So I can actually set the other direction too and not block senders, that way that they're never considered junk. But really what I want to do right now is I want to deal with my junk mail settings. So I'm going to right click. When I go to junk, you'll see down here I get the junk email options. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the junk email options. And this is how it's set by default. So by default, there's no automatic email filtering. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on to low. So this is going to take the most obvious email, junk email, and it's going to move it into this junk email folder. Now, you can actually select permanently delete suspected junk mail. What that'll do is instead of putting it in the folder, it'll just delete it outright. The problem with that is if it gets it wrong, it's gone, and it's gone, not like kind of gone, it's gone. So you really don't want to turn that on. What I do turn on is the warn me about suspicious domain names and email addresses. This will tell you if something doesn't look right in the email and give you a warning before you go into it, especially with it in your junk email folder. Your safe senders, these are the people who I want to get emails from. No matter what, they're never considered junk. So the Georgia Society, my database provider, Association Trends. And you'll notice these are by domain. So if an email comes from anybody at any of these domains, it's automatically trusted. I trust ASAE as well, not just that one publication. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this, and I'm going to take the email name part out of the email address, and I'm going to trust the entire domain. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trust any email that comes to me that matches one of my contacts. That ensures that anybody who's in my contacts list never ends up in junk email. And I'm also going to say anybody who I send an email to or reply to shouldn't be sent to junk email. So this is going to create a baseline of who's safe and who's not. So those are my safe senders. Safe recipients works in a similar fashion. More importantly, block senders. So when I was adding those emails to the block, you're going to notice, right, that it's going to add those email addresses. Now, when you're sending e-marketing newsletters, oftentimes these front addresses will change. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead and just edit these domains, and we'll take this, and now I won't receive any email at all from that domain. The same thing with this one, edit. I won't receive anything from that domain, Men's Warehouse. So what I'm doing is saying I don't want anything from anybody at this domain. Now, maybe you only want certain things from certain people in a domain. That's why they give you this ability to block by the person. Normally when I block somebody, it means, hey, I really want you gone. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to say, take this, get rid of it, and hit OK. So now nobody can send from these domains. From an international standpoint, I don't do a lot of international email. So what I do is I block emails from everything except the US and the UK. And then I hit OK. I also block anything that's encoded in a different language. I'm not going to be able to read it anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and select all of these. And I'm going to say if it comes in US ASCII, we'll go ahead and accept that. So we'll hit OK. So I've blocked everything from outside the US. I've blocked things that are encoded in languages other than the one that I read. I've blocked specific domains that can't send email to me. And I've added safe senders. I've trusted anyone that's in my contacts list. And if I respond to you or email you, then you're automatically trusted. And I've set the automated stuff to low and told it to warn me about suspicious email addresses and domains. So that's my junk mail. We've set that up. Now over here we have the junk mail folder. It's pretty easy to just quickly review this. You can right click on it and clean up the folder or empty the folder, and this will automatically delete everything that's in it. What I do, because I don't look at this folder all that often, is I go to my properties pane here. I go to my auto archive and I set these settings. Archive this folder using the following settings. Clean out items that are older than 3 days, and I change that to 5 days. And when it cleans it out, what I want to do is permanently delete those old items. That way that list doesn't get too long. If it's sat in junk mail for 5 days, I probably don't need it anyways, and we're just going to hit apply and OK. That way we're cleaning out the actual junk mailbox. So really what we're doing here is we're very quickly going through our other and deciding the things that we don't want to see anymore to make this list become smaller as well. We set the junk mail properties. So we went in here, we right clicked, went to junk mail options, and we set this to low, and we built our safe senders list and our block senders list. We set our international settings. And then we went over here and we worked with our junk mail folder, which is right here. We did a right click on it, went to the properties, and set auto archive settings so that this will automatically empty anything that's over 5 days old so that that list doesn't get too long. And you can continue on this path. If I didn't want to get anything from this info at Twitter, I just simply right click it. We're going to go down to junk and we're going to go ahead and block that sender. And that's all it's going to take. Now the rest of these folks in here, like Accounting Today, I'm going to want to get Accounting Today. So I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to go to junk and I'm going to say never block that sender's domain. And that's going to add it to my safe senders list. So that's how we work with our other folder and how we manage our junk mail settings.